Marse, when God decides it's your time, nothing in heaven or on earth can stop it, not even you. Chosen one, lean in, because what you're about to hear has been waiting for you since the day you were born. You didn't arrive here by accident. This exact moment was written into the fabric of time, and your spirit was summoned to receive this revelation. You may feel it already, a tingling in your body, a stirring in your soul, a mysterious urgency deep in your chest. That's because something is about to shift. Not tomorrow, tonight. God is whispering to you through signs, through silence, through the strange pressure that's been building in your life lately. Have you noticed the tension, the fatigue, the sudden isolation? That's not a breakdown. That's a build-up. Heaven has been preparing your vessel for a divine encounter, one that will begin to manifest tonight in ways you can't yet explain, but you'll soon experience. Tonight marks a spiritual threshold, a crossing over into the next dimension of your calling. There's a divine code hidden in your DNA, and tonight it's going to unlock. You may feel heat rushing through your body, sudden emotional release, or a surge of clarity. These aren't random symptoms, they're signals. You're not just a soul having a human experience. You're a chosen one with spiritual technology embedded by the Creator himself. God says there's a hidden energy within you that's been suppressed by fear, by trauma, by the lies of this world. But now it's rising. The veil is thinning, and over the next 4 nights, powerful waves of transformation will move through your spirit. These nights are not ordinary. They are sacred portals. And if you align your heart with what God is doing, you will walk into the kind of destiny that others only dream of. But this isn't for everyone. Only those who are truly chosen will feel it in their bones. If you feel a deep yes inside of you, if something in your spirit is saying, "This is for me," then don't hesitate. Comment 777 right now. That number carries the vibration of spiritual completion, and by typing it below, you are coming into agreement with your transformation. You're not just commenting, you're activating something. And to every beloved soul who has supported this message through super thanks, thank you from the depths of our hearts. Your faith and generosity are not just helping a channel, they are fueling a movement. You're part of something eternal, and whether you gave or simply watched, your presence here is divine. You are seen, you are valued, you are loved. So let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why your journey has been so intense? Why your battles were harder? Why you felt things more deeply than others? It's because you were never ordinary. God hid you in plain sight, preparing you for a moment like this. And now, the signal is going out. The chosen are being activated. This is not just another video. This is a divine broadcast. And if you make it to the end, you will not be the same person who pressed play. What you are about to receive will awaken memories in your spirit that you didn't know existed. It will pull back the curtain on who you truly are. So stay with me. Don't click away. What's coming next could be the most important message you've heard in years. Are you ready? Let's begin. God's chosen ones. Tonight, you will receive a huge transformation. It's happening. Tonight, a sacred alignment is taking place, one that has been set into motion long before you were even aware of it. Everything is being divinely orchestrated. What may seem like a regular night to the world is, for you, the beginning of something monumental. This moment is not accidental. It is a divine appointment, a heavenly summons for you to awaken fully into your identity as one of God's chosen ones. The voice of God has not only spoken, it has thundered through the spiritual realms, declaring that the next 4 nights will carry within them a supernatural sequence of transformation. You are not simply entering a new phase. You are stepping into a complete metamorphosis, one that will reach into your spirit, reshape your thoughts, and even touch your physical body. Can you sense it already stirring within you? Just as Moses encountered God in the burning bush and his entire destiny shifted in an instant, you too are standing on holy ground. This isn't just about spiritual awakening, it's about a complete recalibration of who you are, your mind, your emotions, your sense of direction. Do you wonder why your heart has been restless lately? Or why you've been feeling out of place, even in familiar spaces? The answer is simple yet powerful, because you were never meant to stay in your old form, like the Apostle Paul, who was transformed on the road to Damascus by a blinding light and a divine voice. Your moment of unveiling is near. You are being called to rise, to move from who you've been into who you truly are. These 4 nights are not a countdown. They are a sacred initiation. This process may feel unfamiliar or even unsettling, but isn't it true that growth rarely feels like comfort? You're not just being nudged, you are being elevated. Transformation rarely arrives in silence. It often begins with inner trembling, dreams that stir your spirit, and emotions you can't quite explain. Yet all of it has purpose. Do you feel a strange energy surrounding you? Have your senses become sharper, or your sleep interrupted by vivid visions? You are not alone in this. Divine forces, God's angels, are near, assigned specifically to walk with you through this shift. In Daniel 10, the angel told Daniel, "From the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them." The same is true for you. Your prayers, tears, and even your silence have reached heaven, and tonight the response begins to unfold. Even in the modern world, those who have undergone deep transformation often speak of a mysterious turning point. Nelson Mandela, a freedom fighter turned global symbol of peace, once said, "There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered." Like him, you are about to see how much you've changed from the inside out, and the world around you will begin to reflect it. You don't need to fully understand this shift in order to receive it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your body may feel different, your thoughts may shift rapidly, and your spirit may become more sensitive. That's not confusion, that's clarity beginning to rise. This is not imagination, it's activation. The journey ahead might challenge you, yes, but it will also refine you. Pressure does not destroy the diamond, it reveals its brilliance. The discomfort you feel is evidence that your old self is being shed, and your true self is emerging. Have you noticed that certain people are falling away from your life lately, or that old habits suddenly feel heavy and out of place? These are confirmations that your spirit is making room for the new. You were never created for the ordinary, and this process will not be ordinary. Tonight, something powerful begins. It will be quiet to others, but undeniable to you. As the heavens open and the transformation begins, remember, you are not becoming someone new. You are returning to the powerful divine version of yourself that God had in mind from the beginning. Let this be the night you surrender completely to the process. Let it shape you, teach you, test you, and ultimately elevate you. These 4 nights are a holy window. Don't resist. Embrace the unfolding mystery, because when it's complete, you won't just walk differently. You will radiate the glory of one who has truly encountered God. Over the course of the next 4 nights, something far beyond your understanding is about to unfold. This will not be a surface-level change, nor something the world around you can measure or fully comprehend. What you are stepping into is a divine process, a sacred activation that begins within and radiates outward. You are not merely being refined, you are being awakened completely and deeply in ways that will leave no part of your being untouched. This journey will draw you inward, to places in your soul you've long forgotten. It will reintroduce you to the parts of yourself that have been waiting in silence for this very hour. Your physical body may feel the tremors of this change. Your mind may stir with questions you've never dared to ask, and your spirit may weep without knowing why. But that is the beauty of transformation. It begins before it makes sense. Isn't it often true that your deepest breakthroughs come when logic fails? Just as Jacob wrestled with God through the night and limped away with both a wound and a blessing, you too are entering a divine wrestling. These 4 nights are not passive. They will stretch you, confront you, and strip away every old identity that no longer matches the truth of who you are becoming. Can you already feel certain thoughts, habits, or connections becoming heavier, as if your spirit is gently rejecting what once felt normal? The purpose behind this intensity is not to break you, it is to liberate you. As you shed the burdens you've unknowingly carried, you will make room for a greater power to rise within you. What you may interpret as confusion or fear is actually evidence that your lower self is losing control. The discomfort is holy. It is a sign that your spirit is growing stronger, your roots are being loosened from the past, and the light within you is breaking through the surface. There's a story of a woman named Corrie ten Boom, a Dutch watchmaker who helped Jews escape the Nazis during World War II. After surviving the horrors of a concentration camp, she once said, "There is no pit so deep that God's love is not deeper still." That truth applies to you right now. Even if you feel like you're being undone, know that God's presence is wrapping around your brokenness and transforming it into something indestructible. Each night, as you drift into sleep, pay close attention. Your dreams may begin to carry messages, your emotions may surge like tides, and your body might feel waves of heat or vibration. These are not random sensations. They are confirmations. Heaven is doing a deep work in you. The layers you're releasing may be old traumas, beliefs, or identities passed down through generations. Have you ever wondered why certain cycles in your life kept repeating, no matter how hard you tried to change? These 4 nights are heaven's answer to that mystery. And remember, Jesus himself spent 40 nights in the wilderness before stepping fully into his public mission. He faced temptation, isolation, and inner struggle. But when he emerged, he walked in absolute authority. These next 4 nights, though shorter in length, carry a similar intensity of spiritual preparation. By the end of this process, you will not simply be restored, you will be reborn. Trust that even in the moments when you feel alone, divine hands are carrying you. Angels have been assigned to guard and guide you. Psalm 91 promises that he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. You are not abandoned. You are being escorted into destiny. As the veil lifts, a new reality will unfold before you. A reality where you no longer see yourself through the lens of human limitation, but through the eyes of heaven. You are not just a body with a soul. You're a soul clothed in divine power, a being created in the very image of God, destined to reflect his glory. Can you feel that truth beginning to awaken inside you? For too long, you've seen yourself as someone trying to survive. But survival is not your calling. Transcendence is. These 4 nights will shatter every illusion that told you otherwise. You are stepping out of false identities, releasing the names others gave you, and walking boldly into the truth God has always spoken over your life. This is more than a spiritual adjustment. It is a total transformation of your presence, your energy, your voice, and your authority. The divine frequency within you is rising, and nothing will ever be the same again. You are being drawn into alignment with heaven's intention for your life. And when the morning of the 5th day arrives, you will no longer look in the mirror and see the same version of yourself. You will recognize the light in your eyes, the weight lifted from your shoulders, and the clarity in your heart. You are not just changing, you are evolving into the powerful, radiant soul you were always meant to be. The transformation that is unfolding within you is not something to dread. It is something to welcome with awe and surrender. What you are experiencing is not destruction, but activation. These sacred nights are not here to break you down. They are here to break you open. You are unlocking divine codes hidden in your body since the moment you were formed in your mother's womb. Abilities you never imagined are rising to the surface, not because they are newly created, but because the time has finally come for them to be revealed. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. Can you feel that ancient calling being reawakened? Just as a seed contains the full potential of a tree, but waits for the right conditions to sprout, so too have these divine gifts waited patiently within you. The light of God is now shining upon them, calling them to awaken. Can you feel something shifting deep inside? A stirring in your chest, a sudden insight, or a burst of energy that you can't explain? These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that the transformation has already begun. Throughout Scripture we see this same pattern. Gideon saw himself as weak, hiding in fear, until the angel of the Lord appeared and called him mighty warrior. Judges 6:12. Something in him had to rise and activate. He didn't receive new strength. He discovered the strength that had always been within him. Just like Gideon, you are not becoming someone else. You are becoming who you truly are. Do you sense that something greater inside you is finally being called forward? By the end of these 4 nights, your eyes will no longer see the world the same way. You will view yourself not through the mirror of limitation, but through the lens of divine truth. You'll recognize that your purpose has never been about survival. It has always been about influence, impact, and light. Your connection to creation itself will feel different, more alive, more electric, and you'll wonder how you ever lived so long, feeling disconnected from your own power. You are no longer meant to operate in a small human container. You are stepping into your original design, one not defined by the world's standards, but by heaven's blueprint. This is not simply about enlightenment. It is embodiment, a total shift, not just in spirit, but in body and energy. Have you ever sensed that your body was holding on to something unexplainable, something heavy yet invisible? Those energies, those blockages are now being expelled. This is not a gentle unfolding. This is a sacred purge. As your frequency rises, your physical body will respond. The process may bring discomfort, waves of heat, restlessness, hunger without reason, or sudden emotions that seem to come out of nowhere. But understand this: these are not symptoms of distress. They are signs of release. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23:4. Energies that have long been buried are being brought to the surface so they can finally leave. You are not being punished. You are being purified. Consider the example of Saint Teresa of Avila, the 16th century mystic and reformer. She once wrote of her intense spiritual experiences, saying, "It is not so much that the soul feels the presence of God, but that it is so filled with Him that it loses all sense of anything else." During her moments of divine ecstasy, her body would tremble, and she would feel intense joy and pain simultaneously. What if your discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong, but that God is drawing near in ways that overwhelm your current capacity? Can the ache in your chest be the stretching of your spirit to hold more glory? Every tremor in your being is sacred. The hunger is not always for food, it's for truth. The restlessness is not chaos, it's your soul breaking free from captivity. The panic is not fear, it's your nervous system adjusting to light where darkness once lived. These physical reactions are not your enemies. They are companions to your transformation. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Do you notice your thoughts already beginning to shift? There is power in embracing this discomfort. The more you allow the process, the faster the light breaks through. Just like a caterpillar must dissolve completely before it becomes a butterfly, you too are dissolving the false so that the true you can emerge. This is not poetic, it is cellular. Your DNA is responding to divine instruction. Your energy is recalibrating to match your heavenly identity. Your body is not a limitation. It is a sacred vessel designed to carry spiritual frequency. And now, that vessel is being cleansed, strengthened, and prepared to carry more glory than ever before. Do you wonder why people around you may feel uneasy lately, even without knowing why? It's because your energy is changing, and the atmosphere around you can feel it. You are about to radiate clarity. Where there was once confusion, there will be discernment. Where there was heaviness, there will be lightness. Where there was fear, there will be fire. This is the process of transfiguration, not unlike what happened to Jesus on the mountaintop, when his face shone like the sun and his clothes became dazzling white. Matthew 17:2. You too are being transfigured, inside and out. This is your moment to rise. The world around you may not yet see what's changing, but soon they will feel it. You will walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere. You will speak, and people will listen differently. Your presence will carry a peace and power that cannot be explained, only experienced. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 61. You are not just shedding who you were. You are stepping fully into who you've always been. Over the course of these next 4 nights, your body will begin to vibrate with a power that is far greater than anything you've ever experienced. These aren't random pulses or strange sensations. They are divine frequencies, heaven-sent codes sent directly into your being to begin the sacred process of purification and elevation. You are being tuned like an instrument in God's orchestra, aligned with the vibrations of heaven. Could it be that what you once called discomfort is really the beginning of your divine recalibration? These frequencies are not created by the world. They come from above. They are spiritual signals flowing from the Creator himself, awakening your DNA, activating spiritual gifts that have been asleep for generations. As you step into this shift, you might begin to feel tired, hungry, or even unsettled in ways that seem unexplainable. But do not fear these signs. They are not symptoms of weakness. They are the early rumblings of your awakening. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. As the old energy leaves your body, you may sense a heaviness lifting, energies of shame, fear, doubt, and spiritual blockage that have quietly settled into your cells over the years. These next 4 nights are not just a cleansing. They're a divine reset. The weight you've been carrying, often without realizing it, is being lifted. Have you felt lately that some things within you just no longer belong? That old thoughts, attachments, and habits are crumbling without explanation? That's not coincidence. It's divine design. You are shedding the former version of yourself. Just like a snake must release its old skin to grow, you are releasing the layers of energy that no longer fit who you are becoming. As the new energy rises, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your body becomes a magnet for light. The frequencies you are now emitting begin to draw in blessings, opportunities, and higher spiritual connections. Give, and it will be given to you. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Luke 6:38. These are not abstract promises. They are physical realities beginning to manifest through your energy. Like a divine beacon, your very presence begins to attract the things you've long prayed for, abundance in its purest form. Not just material wealth, but emotional richness, spiritual clarity, and sacred companionship. You will begin to align with people, places, and moments that are divinely appointed. Can you sense those moments already beginning to surface? During this sacred time, protecting your energy is not just helpful, it's essential. The frequency you carry is precious, and not everyone around you is in tune with this new sound. Some may misunderstand you. Others may unconsciously resist what's awakening within you. Have you noticed lately that being around certain people feels more draining than before? This isn't judgment, it's discernment. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character. 1 Corinthians 15:33. This doesn't mean those around you are evil. It means that your transformation is calling for a higher level of awareness. Just like Jesus often withdrew to the wilderness to pray and recharge, you too must seek solitude or fellowship with those who are also aligned with spiritual truth. This is a time for intentional connection. Let your spirit be surrounded by voices that build, not those that tear down. Your energy is sacred ground. As you continue to rise, you will begin to notice a quiet but undeniable separation happening. People who once felt close may now feel distant. Relationships may fade, not because of anger or conflict, but because your spirit is outgrowing environments that were never meant to hold your future. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? Amos 3:3. This release is not punishment, it is preparation. Consider Steve Jobs, the late co-founder of Apple. Known for his visionary intuition, he once said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice." He practiced silence and spiritual mindfulness, often drawing on intuition to make major decisions. What if your inner voice, the one becoming clearer by the night, is now being amplified because your body is no longer clogged by interference? You are no longer just a person trying to grow spiritually. You are a divine vessel undergoing transfiguration. Your body is no longer simply a shell of flesh and bone. It is becoming a channel for God's light. With every breath, your frequencies are resonating with the higher realms. With every step, your energy is carrying new authority. Have you begun to notice that your presence alone shifts the atmosphere in a room? These frequencies you're now aligned with are not mere electrical impulses. They are divine messages encoded into your being, revealing your spiritual inheritance. As your body vibrates at this higher frequency, your senses will sharpen. You may begin to hear things others cannot, nudges from the Holy Spirit. You may dream more vividly, feel more intuitively, and think more clearly. This is not fantasy. It is fulfillment. Your creativity will begin to flow like a river that's been unblocked. Your thoughts will no longer feel tangled. Your decisions will come from wisdom rather than fear. This is the alignment your soul has been waiting for. These are your true body abilities, sacred gifts God placed inside you before the world convinced you they didn't exist. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. These frequencies are breaking apart the chains of doubt, fear, shame, and limitation. You are not just healing, you are being revealed. What once lived in silence within you is now rising to speak with power. Can you feel it now? The quickening, the lightness, the awareness that something ancient and divine is surfacing. You are not just stepping into power, you are returning to it, because that power was always yours. By the time these 4 sacred nights draw to a close, you will feel as though a veil that once clouded your mind, your spirit, and your senses has finally been lifted. The world will not look the same to you, and that's because you're no longer looking at it through ordinary human perception. Your senses will become sharper, your awareness deeper, your connection to everything around you profoundly more alive. What once seemed mundane will now shimmer with divine meaning. But blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. Matthew 13:16. Can you already sense the edges of this higher reality unfolding? This is not just an emotional or spiritual opening. It is a full-body awakening. Your physical being is aligning with a divine frequency, an invisible but powerful current that flows directly from the throne of God. You're being retuned to operate in a higher dimension, one that transcends the old limitations of fear, shame, and uncertainty. Have you felt like you're somehow outgrowing your old life lately? Your routines, relationships, or even your thoughts? That's your soul signaling that you've entered a new realm of being. And yet, as your spirit rises, your body must also adapt. These nights will not be entirely smooth. As divine light floods into you, the areas where darkness once lived will resist. You may feel unexpected hunger, sudden waves of anxiety, restlessness, or even aches that come and go without explanation. Do not be alarmed by these experiences. They are not signs of something going wrong. They are signs of something going right. Your body is letting go. It is releasing years, perhaps even lifetimes, of stagnant energy that once kept your divine self bound. The sensations you feel are not random. They are messages from within. The hunger you experience is not always for food. It is a hunger for revelation, for truth, for light. You are craving spiritual nourishment in a way your soul has never needed before. Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. And what about that moment of panic that catches you off guard? That rising sense of unease that makes you question whether you're ready for this kind of change? That too is part of the shedding. It's the old version of you resisting the birth of the new. It's fear meeting destiny. What you are feeling is not failure. It is friction between where you've been and where you're now going. And isn't it true that the greatest breakthroughs often follow our greatest fears? Steve Harvey, a well-known comedian and motivational speaker, once said, "If you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stop. Keep moving, because the only way out is through." His journey from homelessness to success wasn't linear. It was filled with deep inner battles. The same is true for you. This transformation won't always feel glamorous, but it will always be worth it. Each wave of discomfort is evidence that the old energy is breaking apart. The pressure in your chest, the quickened heartbeat, the restless legs, all of these are signs that your system is recalibrating. You are being made new. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. What if the struggle isn't the problem, but the path? Rather than pushing these sensations away, let them speak. Let them pass through you like waves cleansing the shore. When you feel hungry, ask yourself, not for food, but for clarity. When you feel anxious, take a deep breath and remember that your body is simply releasing what no longer belongs. These aren't interruptions in your journey. They are the journey. Your discomfort is sacred. Your hunger is holy. Your panic is the shaking of chains before they fall. And your tiredness? That is the weight of old timelines being lifted. Can you imagine how much lighter you'll feel when it's all gone? This is the cost of elevation, but it is also the gift. You are being sculpted by divine hands into the version of yourself that God intended from the very beginning. Not a weaker version, not a safer one. A radiant, bold, awakened being who walks not just in belief, but in divine knowing. So as you lie in bed tonight and feel something stir in your chest, or you wake with dreams that feel too vivid to ignore, don't rush to explain it away. Don't numb it. Listen. Trust. Let the transformation unfold. These are not just physical sensations. They are heavenly signals guiding you home. With every passing night, something extraordinary is taking place within you. You may not see it with your eyes just yet, but you can feel it. The weight lifting, the clarity increasing, the stillness growing. There's a sacred lightness rising in your body, mind, and spirit. After years of being blocked by invisible forces, energies that kept you stuck in cycles of self-doubt, fear, and fatigue, your path is finally being cleared. The transformation that has long awaited its moment is now unfolding. These negative energies didn't just hover around you, they lodged themselves deep within. They took root in your cells, your thoughts, your emotions. They whispered lies that you weren't enough, that you were too broken, too late, or too far gone. But none of it was true. These past burdens have been clinging to the edges of your spirit for too long, and now, over these 4 sacred nights, they are being forcefully but lovingly expelled. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Could it be that the discomfort you feel is the evidence that you're finally being set free? You may feel a strange heat in your body, like toxins burning away. You might experience sudden fatigue or restlessness as these old energies break loose. Even moments of emotional overwhelm can surface. But this is not regression. It is the final purge. Your spiritual body is detoxing, and like a fire purifying gold, the impurities must rise before the shine can return. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. Malachi 3:3. What's emerging now is your crystalline self, the divine form that has always been buried beneath the noise. You are not becoming something artificial. You are returning to your original essence. Your light has always been there, but it was dimmed by survival, trauma, and the weight of others' expectations. Have you ever sensed that there was more inside you than what the world saw? That an untapped beauty, a sharper intuition, a deeper love was just waiting for permission to emerge? That permission has arrived. And yet, the release won't always be quiet. Your body may tremble, your sleep may feel disturbed, your emotions may shift unexpectedly. But these are not signs of chaos. They are signs of cleansing. Each uncomfortable moment is proof that the old energy is making its final exit. The heaviness is not your identity. It was never meant to stay. And now it is being replaced with clarity, purity, and divine alignment. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. 2 Corinthians 3:17. Trust in this sacred process. Don't resist what's leaving. Let it go. The clearer your field becomes, the more in tune you will feel with the divine frequencies flowing through you. You'll begin to notice things you never saw before. A softness in your breath, a brightness in the morning light, a deeper presence in your own heartbeat. Joy will rise not from circumstances, but from the stillness of your soul. Peace will no longer be something you chase. It will be something you radiate. Let go of fear. Let go of resistance. Embrace the purity that is forming within you like a diamond under pressure. The more you release, the more you will feel lighter, physically, emotionally, spiritually. The negative energy that once clouded your clarity is dissolving into nothingness. And as it leaves, you'll begin to feel your true energy rise. Have you already begun to notice it? That subtle surge of vitality, that sudden burst of inspiration, that moment where everything feels still yet alive. Each night is leading you home, to the person you were always meant to be, to the soul God dreamed into existence before the world tried to rename you. The tiredness is fading, the fog is lifting. Your alertness, your awareness, your aliveness, they are all returning in full force. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Joel 2:25. Your energy field is no longer murky or muddled. It is becoming radiant, magnetic, divine. What was once cluttered is now clean. What was once sluggish is now swift. You are no longer operating in low vibrations. You are flowing in the frequency of heaven. Every layer you've shed is making room for the greater glory that is settling upon you. Even in the modern world, those who reach high levels of awareness often describe the same moment of clarity. Maya Angelou, a poet and civil rights activist who endured unimaginable pain yet radiated profound grace, One said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Isn't that what's happening to you now? Aren't you becoming something breathtaking, not in spite of the discomfort, but because of it? You are not just being restored, you are being revealed. This process is not random, it is resurrection. You are rising, not just in spirit, but in presence, power, and purity. With each sacred night that passes, something miraculous is happening within you. Your body and spirit are moving into divine alignment, and the separation you once felt between your physical self and your spiritual identity is dissolving. You are stepping into harmony with the frequencies of heaven. The heaviness of your past, the battles you once fought, will soon feel like faded memories. And as that veil lifts, you'll begin to notice the truth. There's so much more power, light and potential in you than you were ever told. You were never created to live a life of exhaustion and limitation. Deep down, haven't you always sensed that you were made for more? That there's a greater strength within you waiting to be unlocked? Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. But this transformation isn't only spiritual, it is also deeply physical. Your body is not being left behind in this awakening. In fact, it is the sacred vessel through which divine energy will now flow. To support this shift, it's crucial to honor your body and nourish it with what is pure, clean, and life-giving. You are not just feeding flesh, you are fueling frequency. As your energy rises, your body becomes more sensitive to what it absorbs. This is why it is vital now to choose high vibrational substances, foods and drinks that match the elevated state you are entering. Alkaline water, for instance, acts not just as hydration, but as a spiritual cleansing tool. It balances your internal environment and helps clear the way for divine energy to move freely through your system. Could something as simple as water truly support your divine transformation? When God created the world, He first spoke light, but then separated the waters. Water has always been a purifier. On the other hand, foods that are heavy, processed, or rooted in suffering carry dense energies that weigh down your system. Meat from animals raised in trauma or fear, genetically altered crops, and chemically preserved meals. All of these send your body confusing signals. Their vibration does not match the divine frequency you are now embodying. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit? 1 Corinthians 6:19. Instead, choose foods born from the earth in purity, plant-based, organic, full of color and life. These are God's gifts to you, designed to nourish not only your organs, but your aura. When Daniel and his friends in the Bible refused the king's royal food and instead ate only vegetables and drank water, they emerged stronger, wiser, and more radiant than anyone else in the kingdom. Daniel 1:12-15. That was no coincidence. That was divine alignment through divine nourishment. You are being called to do the same. Your body is speaking to you now more than ever. Can you feel the difference after a clean meal versus a processed one? Have you noticed how certain foods leave you tired while others energize your spirit? These signs are not random. They are instructions from within, guiding you to care for the temple that houses your transformation. Your energy field is becoming clearer, your mind more focused, your emotions more stable. The more you nourish yourself intentionally, the more aligned you become with who you really are. This is not about dieting. This is about becoming whole. The author and health advocate Chris Carr, who healed herself from cancer by radically changing her diet and mindset, once said, "Your body hears everything your mind says and everything your mouth consumes." Her story reminds us that healing and power can begin with something as small as what we place on our plate. What if every bite you take now is a step into the future version of yourself? By feeding your body with foods aligned with God's design, You're not just avoiding toxins, you're welcoming transformation. You are clearing a sacred path for divine energy to flow through you without interference. You are not just surviving, you are preparing for transfiguration. And as this preparation continues, your body will reward you. You'll feel lighter, more alert, more alive. The fog will lift, the tiredness will fade, the peace will settle in your bones. This is your confirmation. The shift is not just happening in the heavens, it is happening in your cells. With every meal, every sip, every breath, you are declaring, I am ready, I am rising, I am becoming. This is how you honor the transformation. This is how you prepare for the final shift. By the end of these 4 divine nights, you will not merely feel renewed, you will feel reborn. There will be a lightness in your step, a radiance in your spirit, and a deep sense of inner alignment that you may never have experienced before. The weight you've carried, some of it visible, most of it hidden, will no longer have authority over you. You will emerge stronger, clearer, and far more attuned to your divine purpose. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. This transformation is not confined to the physical. It reaches into every corner of your being, mental, emotional, spiritual. Your perspective on life is already beginning to shift. Things that once triggered fear or confusion will soon look like invitations to rise. Have you felt a sense of distance from your old thoughts lately? That's because the version of you that once accepted limitation is already fading. You will soon look out at the world with eyes that are no longer clouded by scarcity or doubt, but sharpened by divine vision. You'll begin to see possibility where you once saw obstacles, abundance where you once sensed lack. This is the gift of awakening. It does not remove the world, it reveals the truth beneath it. As this sacred journey culminates, your connection to the divine will become unmistakable. No longer will you wonder if your prayers are heard. You will feel the response in your spirit, in your circumstances, even in your body. You'll walk with confidence, not because everything is easy, but because you now understand how powerful your agreement with heaven truly is. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. You are no longer the person you were when these 4 nights began. That version of you will become a distant memory, not forgotten, but honored as the soil in which the new you grew. You are stepping into your true power now, and the most beautiful chapters of your life are waiting to be written. Have you felt it? That soft knowing in your spirit that says, something is changing, and it's good. For so long, the immense power that dwells within you has been overlooked, even by you. These divine gifts were not absent. They were dormant, waiting for the conditions of awakening to be met. Now, through this divine sequence of transformation, the time has come. The seed has broken open. The roots have reached the light. And what is rising in you now is strength you didn't know you had. Wisdom that surprises even you. Grace that covers you like a new skin. These hidden powers are not fantasy. They are your inheritance. Your intuition will no longer whisper. It will speak clearly. Your thoughts will no longer waver. They will align. Your manifestation abilities will no longer be distant hopes. They will become daily realities. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, to Him be the glory. Ephesians 3:20. Even modern thinkers and leaders have acknowledged this awakening. Deepak Chopra, a physician and spiritual teacher, once said, "Awakening is not changing who you are, but discarding who you are not." Isn't that what these 4 nights have been all about? Not building a new you from scratch, but peeling away the falsehoods that kept you from seeing the divine blueprint already inside you. These abilities you're now discovering, discernment, creative power, divine perception, have always been part of your sacred identity. You just needed the right moment to open the gate. And that moment is now. As you say yes to your awakening, remember, this isn't a random spiritual event. It's the fulfillment of a divine timeline that was written over your life before you even took your first breath. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1:5. Let every breath you take from this moment forward be filled with gratitude, not just because you made it through these 4 nights, but because these nights mark the beginning of something eternal. You're not discovering something new. You're finally remembering who you've always been. Now is the appointed time to unlock the sacred gifts within you and use them, not only for your own growth, but for the highest good of others. This isn't just about self-transformation. This is about stepping into your divine assignment. As your body undergoes a supernatural metamorphosis, your energy field, the invisible spiritual atmosphere that surrounds you, is also being transformed in ways that are subtle, powerful, and deeply divine. You may start to sense a change in how you feel day to day. Certain emotions will no longer weigh you down the same way. You may begin to notice a shift in how others react to your presence. Some may be drawn to your peace, others repelled by your light. And you'll start to see the world differently, not as a place of chaos, but as a field of divine potential. This is what happens when your vibration begins to rise. The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. Proverbs 4:18. As this frequency lifts, you are no longer attracting the things that once fed on your fear or confusion. Instead, higher vibrational energies, peace, abundance, clarity, are being magnetized into your life. Have you noticed new opportunities appearing, synchronicities aligning, or certain burdens lifting effortlessly? These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that your transformation is being supported by heaven itself. Your energy is no longer operating from survival. It is radiating from alignment. As your field becomes clearer and stronger, people who once drained you may naturally fade away. This isn't rejection, it's redirection. And in their place, you'll begin to encounter those who carry light, intention, and spiritual maturity. These divine connections are no accident. They are part of your elevation. What fellowship can light have with darkness? 2 Corinthians 6:14. This process may feel strange or even lonely at first, but it's essential. You're not being isolated, you're being consecrated. Have you ever felt like God was removing things from your life that you didn't even ask Him to remove? That's because He's clearing the path ahead for the person you're becoming. The changes in your energy field are not superficial. They are evidence of something much deeper. You are becoming more aligned with your authentic self, the version of you that was spoken into existence by God before time began. And as you align, the universe begins to respond. Doors that were once closed will open without force. Resources will appear without struggle. Your very presence will begin to shift atmospheres. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Embrace this sacred shift and allow it to lift you to places you've never imagined. You are being brought into alignment, not by accident but by design. This transformation is not random. It is not chaos disguised as change. It is a sacred journey, divinely orchestrated, and it has your name on it. Heaven has been waiting for this moment to activate the greatness within you. You were chosen for this, set apart to walk a path few dare to follow. Why now? Because the world needs your light. It needs your wisdom, your calm presence, your spiritual power. We are living in days when the darkness is loud, but light, when revealed, is louder. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Romans 8:19. As you awaken, the people around you will begin to sense it. They will be drawn to your strength, your stillness, your clarity, and some will awaken because of what they see in you. Your breakthrough will give others permission to believe in their own. Your healing will remind them that theirs is possible. You will be a living testimony. Think of Harriet Tubman, the courageous abolitionist who freed hundreds of enslaved people. She once said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars." Her divine awakening did not end with her freedom. It ignited the path for others. Isn't that what you are being called to do now? You're not transforming for transformation's sake. You are being commissioned. Your alignment is preparation for your assignment. You're not just awakening, you're being activated. So trust that everything you're experiencing is unfolding for a divine reason. This isn't chaos, it's calibration. The old is being stripped away so the true you can rise. The world is waiting for your voice, your light, your leadership. The time has come for you to rise, and you are ready. Welcome this change with boldness. Walk forward with trust. Say yes to the fullness of your identity. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 61. You may have already begun noticing shocking changes within yourself. Sudden clarity, bursts of energy, waves of insight. These are not random. They are evidence that your divine evolution is already underway. Perhaps you've recently felt sudden bursts of creativity, moments of insight that seem to come from nowhere, or subtle yet powerful shifts in your energy. These are not random experiences. They are sacred signals. They are proof that something extraordinary is already unfolding within you. Even if you haven't fully understood it yet, your body, mind, and spirit are beginning to move into alignment with a higher frequency, a divine frequency that is recalibrating every part of who you are. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. This shift may also come with signs that feel unfamiliar, heightened sensitivity to sound, light, or even the emotions of those around you. Sudden changes in relationships or a growing need to be alone are not signs of regression. They are symptoms of elevation. You are not losing your identity. You are shedding your former self. That version of you that once conformed, compromised, and clung to safety is now being gently and powerfully released. Have you felt that disconnection from who you used to be? That's not confusion. It's confirmation that your soul is evolving into something greater. And as this divine evolution deepens, your perceptions will begin to shift. You'll notice patterns you never saw before. You'll respond with peace where you once reacted in fear. The world around you may stay the same, but you will no longer be the same within it. Even your physical body will bear witness to this transformation. Sudden waves of exhaustion, bursts of energy, unexplained tingling, or vibrations running through your hands and feet. These are not random. They are sacred. Your body is adjusting to hold a higher voltage of spiritual power. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? 1 Corinthians 6:19. These physical manifestations are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something holy is happening. You are no longer bound by the same physical constraints that once governed you. Your body is becoming a divine vessel, calibrated to receive and release heavenly frequencies. This is the beginning of a new version of you, one that has always existed deep within, but is only now coming into full expression. Have you ever felt trapped in a loop, repeating the same struggles, feeling like no matter how hard you tried, something was always holding you back? Those days are nearing their end. The cycle is breaking. The barriers that once caged your potential are beginning to collapse under the weight of your transformation. You are rising, and the power that once felt distant is now waking up inside of you. This isn't just a change in how you think or feel. This is transformation on a cellular level. Your DNA, the very code written into your body by the hand of God, is being activated to hold more divine light. The tightness, the tingling, The sudden aches or restlessness are not symptoms of sickness. They are signals of progress. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 40:29. You are no longer being molded by the world. You are being reformed by heaven. Every cell, every fiber, every breath you take is participating in this holy upgrade. Your body is no longer just a vessel of flesh. It is becoming a sanctuary. Have you noticed that you need more rest, more water, more space to breathe? That's your body asking to be honored as it transforms into something far greater than you ever imagined. Take time to nourish yourself. Listen to your body's whispers. Feed it with what is pure. Surround it with what is sacred. Because the truth is, your body is becoming a conduit for God's power. You are not only receiving the light, you are learning to carry it. These next 4 nights are a sacred rite of passage, a purification, a holy cleansing, and it will not only happen in the spirit, it will pass through your physical form. Every ounce of negativity, every residue of pain, every heavy emotion that has lingered too long is now being released. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Psalm 51:10. You are being called to let go, not just mentally, but energetically. Release the limiting beliefs, the generational burdens, the toxic attachments, and the emotional patterns that have weighed you down. This won't always feel easy. At times, it may feel overwhelming. But know this, the discomfort is not punishment. It is purification. As these old energies leave your body, you will feel the difference. You'll breathe deeper. You'll laugh more freely. You'll feel less burdened and more aligned with who you truly are. Can you imagine what it would feel like to wake up lighter, not just in body, but in soul? This deep release is essential. It is the doorway through which your divine purpose will emerge. You are not just being cleansed, you are being crowned. The heaviness was never your true self. It was only the dust of the journey. And now, that dust is being swept away so the glory beneath can shine. You are stepping into a new light, a new frequency, a new identity that has always been yours in heaven. And as this transformation completes its sacred course, you will no longer recognize the old limits that once defined you. The divine being you were always meant to be is rising now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, during these 4 sacred nights, you may begin to notice subtle yet profound shifts, not only in your body, but in your thoughts and emotions as well. Long-buried patterns may rise to the surface. Old narratives, toxic loops, relationships that once felt safe, but now seem misaligned. These are not setbacks. These are sacred signals. You are being invited to release everything that can no longer travel with you into the next dimension of your calling. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43:18-19. You might feel the sudden urge to walk away from people or environments that no longer resonate with your elevated energy. And while this can be difficult, trust this. What you are experiencing is a purification, a divine sorting. You are making space, not just for clarity, but for destiny. The things that once defined you are now being unhooked from your soul. Doesn't your spirit already feel the difference? As you release the old, you'll begin to notice that new things start to arrive almost effortlessly. Unexpected opportunities, fresh energy, and a deeper sense of connection to your divine purpose begin to bloom in the newly cleared space. This is not coincidence. It is alignment. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. And if right now you're feeling discomfort, whether in your body, your thoughts, or your emotions, take heart. That's a sign that you're finally breaking free from the chains of your past. Transformation rarely feels easy, but the fire that purifies gold does not come to destroy. it comes to refine. I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction, Isaiah 48:10. The tension you feel, that's the old skin tearing as your new form begins to emerge. You may feel fatigue that doesn't make sense, moments of anxiety with no clear trigger, or emotional waves that rise and fall without explanation. These sensations are not setbacks, they are the body's response to liberation. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. It's like the moment when a butterfly fights to escape its cocoon. The struggle is real, but it's necessary. Without that resistance, its wings wouldn't strengthen. Without the pressure, its flight would never take form. Have you considered that the discomfort you feel is God stretching your capacity so you can soar? Even great minds have acknowledged this truth. C.S. Lewis, the beloved author and theologian, once said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." What if your discomfort is not a detour, but the doorway to your extraordinary? When you feel the most resistance, that's when the greatest release is near. These sensations, frustration, confusion, weariness, are signs that your inner structures are shifting. The false foundations are being torn down so the divine framework can rise. The breakthrough is already forming in the spirit, even if you haven't seen it manifest yet in the natural. Lean into the discomfort, not to suffer, but to surrender. Let the pain become your teacher, the pressure your purifier, the fire your pathway. This is the sacred undoing before the divine becoming. And once you accept that the discomfort is part of the design, you'll find peace even in the process. As you keep pushing through, you'll begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel, not just spiritually, but tangibly. Your body will feel lighter, your thoughts will feel freer, the anxiety will turn into awareness, and the confusion will melt into clarity. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30, verse 5. Soon the old chains will be nothing but dust behind you. You will walk taller, speak clearer, and feel more deeply rooted in who you truly are. The person who emerges from this journey will not be a slightly improved version of who you were. It will be your divine self in full bloom, radiant, sovereign, and finally free. Have you ever noticed your body releasing energies that seem beyond your understanding? Waves of heat pulsing through your limbs, a tingling sensation in your hands or spine, or even what feels like electric current humming beneath your skin. These are not strange or meaningless sensations. They are signs of something holy. Your physical body is undergoing a profound transformation, and what you're experiencing is the movement of divine frequencies awakening within you. The Spirit of God has made me. The breath of the Almighty gives me life. Job 33:4. Your body is not just flesh and blood. It is a sacred vessel for the presence of God. These sensations are evidence that it is now carrying new levels of spiritual power. As this divine energy flows through you, it may feel overwhelming or unfamiliar, but it is not harmful. It is a holy recalibration. Your entire system is being tuned to a higher frequency, and that tuning comes with the clearing out of anything that once blocked your light. Can you feel it? The buzzing under your skin, the quiet intensity building behind your eyes or within your chest. These are not symptoms of something wrong. These are signs that your body is remembering its purpose. You are not malfunctioning. You are evolving. You are stepping into the divine design God placed within you before the foundation of the world. As this transformation deepens, these energies will begin to clear out blockages, emotional wounds, energetic stagnation, even generational heaviness. They are sweeping through your nervous system, flushing out what no longer belongs, and making space for your soul to fully inhabit your body. This is what alignment looks like when your body, mind, and spirit begin to function as one. May God Himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul and body be kept blameless. 1 Thessalonians 5:23. This divine process unfolding within you cannot be forced or controlled, but the miracle is, it doesn't need to be. Your body already knows how to respond to this sacred frequency. It was made to carry it. The more you surrender to the flow of what's happening, the smoother the journey becomes. Let go of the need to understand every sensation. Trust the holy intelligence that is guiding this change. Isn't it beautiful to consider that your body was designed to hold heaven's energy? Surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. When you stop resisting the divine rhythm, you step into the grace of becoming, and as the energy flows more freely, you'll feel it, the calm under the chaos, the sacred pulse beneath the pain. You will begin to walk through life with more fluidity, more presence, and more peace. Like water carving through stone, this energy will shape you into something timeless and true. What's happening in you is not merely energetic or emotional. It's the unlocking of a sacred potential that has always been yours. You will never be the same again, not because you've lost something, but because you're finally gaining access to everything that's been buried within. Your soul has always held immense wisdom, courage, and light. This transformation is allowing all of that to rise. This isn't about becoming someone new, it's about returning to who you were always meant to be. The version of you that is rising now is powerful, intuitive, deeply connected to divine truth, and unshakably grounded in peace. And we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory. 2 Corinthians 3:18. Can you feel how your thoughts are becoming clearer, how your intuition is getting sharper, how the fear that once controlled your decisions is losing its grip? This is not imagination. This is awakening. Let go of the fears, habits, and limitations that have anchored you to a lesser version of yourself. There is nothing left for you there. As you shed these old layers, joy will rise in unexpected places. Clarity will shine where confusion once lived, and opportunities, real, tangible ones, will begin to open like doors that were always meant for you. As you step into this higher state of being, the world around you will begin to respond. The same way a tuning fork vibrates in harmony with another of the same frequency, you will begin to attract what matches your divine resonance. The relationships, resources, and revelations that were once hidden from view will now find you with ease. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:33. This is the truth of who you are, limitless, radiant, and full of purpose. And now, finally, you are ready to live it. By the end of this sacred period of transformation, you will look back, not with regret, but with awe. You'll see the distance between who you once were and who you have now become, and it will leave you breathless. This is not just an improved version of yourself. This is the unveiling of your true essence, the divine, radiant being God designed you to be from the very beginning. The old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. And now, that new you is ready to rise. You're standing on the edge of greatness, not the kind defined by worldly applause, but the kind that echoes in eternity, a greatness born from surrender, courage, and alignment with divine purpose. Have you felt it? That deep inner knowing that something inside you has shifted beyond return? That's your soul, recognizing the emergence of your highest potential. What you are experiencing right now is a divine reset. This isn't just a moment, it's a movement within you. A reset that wipes away what no longer serves you, what no longer belongs, and what no longer supports the expansion of your soul. This reset is not to be feared. it is to be embraced. Because in this space of starting anew, God is rewriting your reality. Think of it like a holy reboot. The old programs, fear, shame, scarcity, are being uninstalled, and in their place, new codes of light, strength, and spiritual power are being downloaded. See, I'm making all things new. Revelation 21:5. Isn't it powerful to know that this transformation isn't just spiritual, it's structural? Your thoughts, your energy, your perspective, everything is being realigned. During this divine reset, you may feel disoriented. You might wake up feeling uncertain of your next steps, or question the path you thought was solid. This is not a detour. This is the space between the shedding and the shining. It's normal to feel like you're floating in the unknown. After all, even Abraham had to leave everything familiar before stepping into the promise. Go to the land I will show you. Genesis 12:1. And yet, the very act of letting go was what aligned him with destiny. In this season, your old patterns will surface, not to punish you, but to be released once and for all. Your beliefs, your relationships, your self-image, all of it is being held up to the light for re-examination. Are you noticing things that once comforted you now feel heavy? That the things you used to tolerate now feel unbearable? That's the divine reset clearing the way. Let it clear, let it cleanse, let it rewire you, because on the other side of this sacred unraveling is your highest truth. As you release the old, divine energy is rushing in to fill the space. And this energy is not chaotic, it is holy. It will guide you, not through noise or fear, but through stillness and peace. You'll begin to notice synchronicities, signs, and moments that feel too perfect to be random. That's heaven confirming you're on the right path. Embrace the unknown, celebrate the cleansing, trust the unmaking, because it is making room for your becoming. The divine reset is the bridge between your past and your purpose. And though you may feel in between right now, you are not lost. You are simply in the process of rising. Real-life transformations often echo this same divine pattern. Consider the journey of Malala Yousafzai, a young girl who faced violence for daring to speak out for education. What seemed like her darkest moment became her divine reset. It propelled her into global purpose. What if your discomfort is simply the fire that's forging your next level? This reset is necessary. It's sacred. It's yours. And as you continue walking through this process, trust that God is leading you not into confusion, but into clarity. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. You may have wondered, what is actually happening to me? Why do I feel so different? Why does everything around me seem to be shifting, falling apart, or falling away? Here is your answer. Your soul is awakening, and it is no longer willing to live in a version of reality that does not reflect your divine calling. You are emerging stronger. You are becoming wiser. You are aligning with your highest purpose. And nothing about this is accidental. Every tear, every breakthrough, every shift has been heaven's way of preparing you for what's next. Beloved chosen one, this journey you've just walked through is not simply a teaching or a reflection. It is a divine call to remembrance. It is heaven's way of showing you that you were never meant to live hidden, burdened, or forgotten. What you've experienced in these past nights is not coincidence. It is God's confirmation that your season of becoming has arrived. You have undergone a sacred shift, and whether you feel ready or not, the transformation is already taking place within you. What once defined you, fear, delay, confusion, smallness, has been stripped away. What now defines you is divine light, unshakable peace, and the authority of one who has passed through the fire and come out refined. Yes, there were moments of discomfort, There were questions, resistance, maybe even moments of wanting to turn back, but you didn't. And that's what makes this moment holy. You stayed, you listened, you surrendered. And now the veil has lifted, and you are being called to rise into your true identity. Not someday, but now. You are not who you were. You are not even who you thought you had to be. You are who God designed before the foundations of the world were laid. And nothing, no darkness, no delay, no voice of doubt can take that away from you now. This is your divine reset, not to erase who you were, but to reveal who you've always been beneath the noise. The pain had a purpose, the silence was sacred, and the breaking was only preparation for the becoming. So walk forward with confidence, speak with authority, move with grace. Let the world feel the change in your presence before you ever say a word. And when they ask what happened to you, let them see the answer in your peace. If this message spoke to the deepest part of your spirit, declare your agreement by commenting 777 below. Let heaven and earth witness your yes. Like this message if it reminded you of who you are in God. Subscribe so you never walk this path alone. Share this message with someone who may be going through their own transformation in silence. And if you feel led to support the mission of this channel through super thanks, know that your seed will help carry this light to others who are waiting for it. No matter what you choose to give or do, your presence here means more than words can express. I bless you for simply being here, for listening, for believing. This is not the end. This is the unveiling. You are chosen. You are rising. And your light, now awakened, will never be hidden again. May God bless you and keep you. May He strengthen you for the days ahead, and may His divine purpose over your life come to pass in full. We will meet again in the next message.